Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while since you've seen this background, so I just wanted to show you what I've been doing on this side of the wall, so let's go take a look. So these are a couple of posters that you don't really ever get to see, and this is from my favorite band, Tears for Fears. This was from their Nashville show, and I'm pretty sure that I got the very last one that was available, but it's marked there number 8 of 20, and it is signed by Kurt and Roland right there. So, and here's another one that you don't really get to see because of just because of where it's placed in my office. But right here, Vanessa Carlton, I saw her a couple of weeks ago, and she signed that for me, so that was really cool. So this wall right here, I'll just kind of start off with this. And I'll tell you a little bit about what these posters are. So these are fake concert posters of bands or artists that I've always wanted to see live but never actually got to see, or they're no longer alive, or they don't tour anymore, they're not together anymore, like things like that, or like maybe it's a specific tour. All in all, it's basically fantasy concert posters that I've always wanted to see. So the first one there is Michael Jackson. I've been holding on that one for a while. The Bad Tour, I would have loved to have seen that. So the next one up, the Sundays, definitely, actually I would say my second favorite band of all time, right after Tears for Fears. Would have been really cool to see them. The Beatles, of course. The reason why, like, if you look at the date right there, obviously the Beatles were not together on April 30th of 2010. They did not come to the Sommet Center in Nashville, but I grew up casually listening to the Beatles. Didn't really get into them and become familiar with their music until around the time of 2010. So that would be, like around the time that I would have appreciated it the most, I would say. Okay, next one up is Enigma. This is a completely original design. Not the photo, I didn't take the photo, but I found the photo and just did a lot of manipulations to it and everything. This is kind of how I visualize what a Enigma poster, concert poster would maybe look like if they actually ever toured. Or I say they, it's actually he. It's Michael Cretu, one-man band. One of my favorites, and it would be so amazing to see some kind of a live performance of his, whether it's just him or Enigma. I don't really care. I would just love to see. Paramore, obviously, they're not out of the question when it comes to seeing them live. However, Rilo Kiley is. Very, very good chance that we will never see the return of Rilo Kiley. Keeping my fingers crossed on that one. They're all still alive and everything. Nothing's impossible there, but it would have been really cool to see those two together. So, and then this is another one, Hayley Westenra. She is actually, I believe she's from New Zealand. Just a beautiful voice, and also completely a little bit out of place on this wall, but she is one of my favorite singers, and I would have loved to have seen her live. I'm pretty sure she does not tour anymore. Oasis, I would have this is probably my number one in terms of 90s bands. Would have loved to have seen them around the time of What's the Story, Morning Glory. And I kind of picked two bands like around that time, Dishwalla and Tracy Bonham, the singer. Would have been really, really cool to see those two open for Oasis around the time. And this is for all of you shoegaze people out there, Astro Bright. This is also an original design. This one and the Enigma poster, both of them are glossy finish, so they've got this really nice sparkle to them. And this is very similar to the layout of the Enigma poster that I did, but would just love to see Astro Bright. I did speak very briefly to Scott in an email, Scott Cortez, and there's a very good chance that he may come to Nashville at some point. It would be so cool to see him. So obviously this next one up here, Nirvana. Basically I was like, okay, if I was going to see Nirvana, who else would I want to see with them? And I just went ahead and just made it an early 90s grunge fest. Nirvana, Hole, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots. Could you imagine all of that for $15? Like, that would just be absolutely insane. Would have been really cool. And this one right up here, one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite artists in general, actually, but this is a Christian singer, Michelle Toombs, and around the time that her Listen album came out, is around the time that I would have loved to have seen her, like maybe first album, second album, those two. She's kind of like a Christian version of Enya, but just has a really beautiful voice, great songwriter. She hasn't been active since about 2006 or 7 or so, but just be really, really awesome to have been able to see her live. I would have loved to have seen A Night at the Opera with Queen. Obviously, you know, putting together like a very Nashville-based poster going on here in terms of who's presenting the show. So 103 KDF would have been really cool to see them at the Grand Ole Opry House performing A Night at the Opera. I know a lot of people are probably going to laugh, but I don't really care. I am a huge Hilary Duff fan. When it comes to pop music, I think she's one of the best. I've always loved her voice. I've always found her voice very soothing. So I would have loved to have seen her around the Most Wanted tour. Just would have been really cool to see her live. And then the Cranberries right here. I did get a chance. I got a chance. I almost saw them back in, I think that was 2018, 2019, or probably somewhere around there. They did come through Nashville. But I would have loved to have seen them around the No Need to Argue tour. And I did see that they, at one point, they did tour with Collective Soul. So it would have been really cool to see them. And also, for any Nashvillians that may be out there that was in Nashville around the mid-90s, we've got some Thunder 94 representation right there, so pretty cool. And then the last one up here on this wall, let me try to get away from this glare a little bit, would be Toto right here. And for anybody curious about the image, I was doing some image searches, basically just about swords. And this one came up. I thought it was just a really cool layout, and I thought I would do something very similar to what I did with the Enigma poster right there. Just kind of do like a very simple layout with the glossy finish. Let me turn this off so see if you can see that a little bit better. Okay, yeah, that definitely improves it a little bit. Anyway, I would have loved to have seen them around the past to present tour. Of course, I would have been 7 years old, but my first concert was Richard Marx when I was 6. So, so there you go. Could have easily seen them around this time. So anyway, so that is all of those that are going up, that have already gone up on that wall. So here is the whole wall. Let me try to back up as much as I can right here. And you know what, while I'm doing this, I might as well show you what I've got over here. So again, I've got a Michelle Toombs press photo right there. Recently found that one on eBay. Tears for Fears, I got the boys right up there, my favorite band of all time. Found a press photo of them. Thought that was really cool find. And then the Sundays right here, press photo, and then That Dog, one of my favorites from the 90s. And for all of you Nashville people out there, a Thunder 94 keychain that you never thought you would see that. And it's a little bit of a wreck, but I'll just show you the CD collection right here. Here's the left side and the right side. And at one point I did have everything arranged by release date, but just decided recently to do everything alphabetical. So if you'd like for me to go through my CD collection, drop something down in the comments and maybe I'll do that someday. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to show off these posters here. I had a really fun time making them. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe at the bottom and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.